It's time to get some SportSense. You're gonna get some SportSense. You better get ready for SportSense. SportSense.
Welcome back to SportSense. This is the sports show for sports noobs, where my dad is helping us all make some sense out of sports. I'm Cooper Epps, and with me, as always, is my dad, James Epps. Dad, how you doing today?
Good. Hey, Coop. I'm ready.
Hey.
I'm excited.
Rearing to go.
I am raring to go. I don't know if I want to rear
Is it raring?
It's raring,
Oh.
I think. Rear. I don't know. I think it's raring to go.
I'm Googling it. Raring or rearing to go? Okay, raring to go is the correct one. Yeah, that's why you're the teacher here on this show. And I'm the student.
Not sure about getting them all right, but that one I felt pretty confident in.
Raring to go. Well, I'm going to have to learn more about that one later.
Yeah. Yes.
Well, I know you're itching to get into it, but I have
I
one
am.
thing to talk to you about before we get into. Well, let me explain what we're about to get into. So,
Yeah. Tell me.
This is episode 39, and
Oh,
if
wow.
you haven't listened, yeah. So we're going to do a special one next week for 40. But if you did not listen to the last episode, last week we started the story of the Savannah Bananas, who have invented a new form of baseball called banana ball. And we cover some basics there, but I had some crazy internet issues and we could only get so far last week. That was really frustrating, but it was still good and it laid the foundation. We're going to, I think, finish our telling of the story today. But before we get into that, last week, Dad, I had you pick who you thought was going to go into each championship of the next year in all the major sports leagues here.
Yes.
And Zach, he did go to New York City. Zach was our guest a few episodes on our UFC episode a few episodes ago. And he went to New York City and placed I don't know how to use the term parlay. He placed a bet. Do you place a parlay?
It's
Is
a
that
parlay.
what he did?
It's a parlay. You can just call it a parlay.
But is that the phrase? But how would I say that in a sentence? I placed a parlay. Is that how I say it? Or I put a bet on a parlay?
No, it is the bet is a parlay. So
okay.
I don't know. I don't know what they would say. A parlay bet, but the bet is it's a parlay. It's a parlay. He played a parlay. I don't know. You have to look it up, but it's something like that. I don't.
Write to our mailbag if you know the correct way to use parlay in a sentence besides something from Pirates of the Caribbean. Okay. So he put in our bet and
our bet, yours and his bet. I'm not involved in this bet. I told y'all gathered the information and then he made the bet.
Yeah. I know. I told him he listened to what he listened to what you said on the podcast and anyways, he thought it was funny. But no, he says it'll be one heck of an adrenaline rush because if we hit, let me tell you the figures that he texted me.
All right. It's got to be like multiple millions to one, but okay.
So he put $1 down and he first asked, he said, okay, who are the teams that you think for sure will make it in of the ones that I sent him? Because you said last week there's some kind of crazy ones that you were just rooting for. Anyway, so I told him the ones that we felt like were more solid. So Dodgers in the World Series, Buffalo Bills in the Super Bowl, Houston Rockets in the NBA championship, and Carolina Hurricanes in the Stanley Cup playoffs, which he thought we were reaching with that one, but I think they're going to make it. Yeah.
They just had a big signing. I mean, I felt confident.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, yeah. They're looking really good.
As good as anyone. I mean, other than that, I would pick Edmonton to be in it again, maybe. But
yeah, actually, that's a good. Yeah.
But the odds are against them,
Yeah.
Odds are against them. So anyway.
Well, somehow or other, that it's pretty low. The chances are pretty low for even one of those four main teams, because for $1, the payout will be $311. And so if all of those teams get in their respective championships. Now, if we include all 8 teams that you selected,
right,
$1 will get us $244,000.
There you go. Yeah, that's a multi-million odds there. It's like winning the lottery.
Yeah. So he says if we win that one, he'll buy himself a cabin in the woods with his half. That's what he says.
Well, who gets the other half? You. I'd tell him, I don't have the ill-gotten booty.
I might let him keep it all for himself because this was all his idea anyway.
Yes, yeah.
So
if it all hits, I would. He needs to buy a cabin in the woods.
Yeah, exactly.
Because somebody's gonna come after him. They're gonna think he knew something somehow. I don't know.
Well, I think our SportSense will hit.
That's right.
We should get some astronomical listener numbers if you start making those kinds of predictions.
I'll take that. So. I'll take that. Oh, I can see that now. All right.
Okay.
Tell him I appreciate it. It makes it fun. That's great. Tell him thanks for the ad.
Well, now I got now I'm paying attention this next year, so that's got me in the game, my head in the game. But okay, well, that was a little follow up, but let's get into the banana ball segment. Okay, you told me like it was so hairy last week. Let me just try to with our tech problems. Let me just try to recap what I remember from our conversation. And I did watch the first 2 episodes of Banana Land on ESPN Plus that you recommended, and that's a really good show. I'm definitely gonna finish it either way because it's super good. Yeah,
and I'm telling you, you'll shed a few tears by the end of it. This is such a
really
family type team. I'll talk more about it a little bit here, but I mean, you're so into their. I just want you to see it because some parts of it, your age particularly, and what you've gone through in your business. Their growth, their astronomical things that hit online, like I told you, social media, I think you'll be blown away. And it's so cool. And you're going to see these are just kids. So many of them are truly just kids.
Oh, yeah. All the employees are so young.
They're kids, right. Go ahead.
I forgot to put on my banana ball hat for tonight.
That is nice.
There we go.
A little different yellow, shade yellow, but I don't even know where you found that hat. But
oh, yeah. And I got it a few years ago on sale on the Nike app.
Clearly, I'm glad. I hope it's a big sale. No.
That's what Macy said. I bet you found that on sale. So I run in it sometimes, but
nice tribute.
Yeah. Well, what I think is funny about the shades of yellow is that the guy, Jesse, the main owner and creator of the team, that yellow suit he wears, the button up and the jacket and the pants are all slightly different shades of yellow, and it kills me every time he steps out. And the top hat. Yellow.
Have you seen one yet in the closet where he has all of them in his closet?
Oh yeah,
He chooses. You see, they're all different yellows. That's crazy, but they're all bright yellow. But anyway,
I'm hoping by the end of this Banana Land season, I'm hoping he has enough funding to get a perfectly color matched outfit put together.
He might just keep doing the same thing. Yeah, it's man. He's probably superstitious. He's probably gonna wear the same stuff, man. Same ones. Yeah. All right, so I guess the nice thing. Tell us what you learned.
Oh, sorry. Okay. I was going to say the nice thing about yellow clothes is that if they yellow, it's just it's great. As they age. Okay. So what I remember from last week is that, so Jesse, I can't remember their last name, but Jesse
Cole, Cole.
And his wife, Emily, right?
I
think is her name. So she came from a minor league baseball background. He came from a baseball playing background through college before a big injury, and then
a little bit of
what? I don't know.
Minor league. Remember, he was that young GM.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Of what he said was the worst team in America.
Yes. Okay. Yes.
In North Carolina.
Right. Okay. And anyways, one thing led to another. They bought like a recently, I don't know if abandoned is the right term, but baseball field in Georgia. Yeah. And it was a historic field. They decided to go, he was a big fan of like P.T. Barnum and all these showmen. And he wanted to create, based on his experiments with the North Carolina team, he wanted to create a baseball team that was purely for show. And he had an idea of new rules to make baseball more exciting. And so he was going to start basically a show that was just baseball, but with these new rules and with teams handpicked by him to just put on the show, kind of like the Harlem Globetrotters or something.
A little bit taste of that, but with a difference or two. But yeah,
right.
Good.
So,
and they got there, a little when they first bought the team down there, they weren't sure exactly what they were going to do. They just had it, and they were going to turn. It was going to be that summer league of college players trying to make it to the pros. And they got in a league and did that, but then it hit them. We got to do something to differentiate themselves, to sell tickets, right?
Yeah.
And he'd already done, like I said, he'd already tried these crazy things. Both of them had a lot of experience about minor league fun that you have to get families and kids to the ballpark. So that it quickly evolved once they got going down there. That kind of started coming up, and then it just grew. Remember his 10 ideas a day, 3,500 ideas, and all of them almost were terrible, but he had a few good ones. But this is where a lot of this came from.
Well, and it's interesting because he's so we did mention that last week and how he's so diligent about his creative thinking and working his creative muscle. Which I thought was really cool and inspiring. But it's interesting because I went into episode 2 of the documentary, and it's so much of it is his team just thinking of stuff on the fly, like day of sometimes.
Not the baseball player teams.
Sorry, the team of his
creative
organization.
Team. Yeah, his creative team. And
the social media people, video people, even just the coaches.
Yep.
And so it's interesting because he is the creator, but I love how collaborative he is, and he really involves the people he hires and trusts them, which is really cool. And anyways,
a couple times they do things. It's kind of fun because those guys get. And remember, there's a head of. What do they call him? He's the head of all the entertainment, right? The creative. He's the one I told you worked for the Las Vegas Knights. He was a big guy.
Oh,
entertainment. So he's a professional, but very young. But as he said, and you'll see more, and you'll see him where he says, a couple of these things, it was best to ask for forgiveness and not permission. He didn't tell them all the things they would do,
Who, at the Golden Knights, you mean?
Yeah, that guy. The guy who was over all the ideas. He didn't always ask.
He didn't ask for permission at the Golden Knights.
No, I didn't ask permission from Jesse sometimes to do some things.
For the banana stuff.
Yes. Okay. They'd sneak attack Jesse sometimes because they're afraid he would maybe squelch it.
Okay. Well, well, let's get into that because I want to finish. I kind of want to complete our Savannah Banana story as far as this podcast goes. So I haven't seen 3 episodes of the rest of the documentary. I don't think I've seen anything else I really want to cover from my end. So tell me the rest of the story. Like, where did they go after they started their world tour?
So the world tour, they called it a world tour because I think that was the concept of. I mean, he thought big. I mean, even though they were so small, he thought big. So that first, what you're watching, and I really recommend to anybody watch it. It'd be some of the best. You'll be so invested into this group and this family and these players, and you'll get to know. I love it. I mean, I rewatched it for this so I could do this podcast, and I loved every second of it. I'm telling you, I about cried at the end. I'm so into it, and I just love what's happened. So take it a little bit. So this was their first year. That's the world tour, but the world tour was several things. The name of the stadium's Grayson Stadiums. That's Savannah, and they love it. It's their home, but it's old, and they've revived. They did their own repairs for the most part. And remember, baseline here is they were doing this, working on this before they got to this tour. Their first 2 or 3 years, they were trying to build up, a reputation, sell it. And they got to broke, right? Their account was overdrafted, sold their home. And as I said, they were completely vested. And after that, I mean, you think about from that point on, they built it up to see what it is today is crazy. And I'll share with you. But I think what we ought to do real quick, this is really important. So here's the foundation. And by the way, this is what I love their concept. They've got these core 9 rules I'm going to go over real quick because I think it's critical to understand the whole concept. But I love it because even on the fly, as you said, they'll modify a rule now. They'll change it mid-game. not the core of it, but some nuance because nobody's ever played it. So there's some evolution going on during the games. Like they'll have something that happens. Like you'll watch the rest of that. You'll see their big finishes. They go to Kansas City and they play a top end minor league team that had 7 former major leaguers on it. You got to watch that because you can't believe how those other players how those other players on those other teams got so into it. They were very skeptical at first. So I'm kind of jumping in because when I cover the rules, it'll make sense to you. They were skeptical, thinking feel like this is a joke that we're having to do this.
Yeah, this is like Yeah, it's like when I tried to teach my friends Uno when I moved out of the house. I tried to teach my college roommates Uno, but I was going off the rules you guys raised me on, not
Yeah.
not the
Not
rules
the
in the box.
boring company rules.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I didn't realize how heavily modified you guys had made it. And they all were getting so mad at me because they felt like I was making up rules as we played. And so I lost the trust. We never played Uno again. And I've been trying to get it back ever since. It was really
That's
sad.
good. So anyway, but it's great. Go watch the rest of it, and then you'll see they played a doubleheader. The first game, those players, by the time they were into the middle of the game, going by these rules, they were so crazy into it. And you'll watch it. You watch that, and you'll see who wins the first game and the second game. But those players were going nuts trying to win that game. The major league or the former major leaguers and the minor league, they were so into it.
They were having more fun than regular baseball.
Oh, well, they were competing. They were fighting for their lives to win it. And at first they were going, nah. But there was a pretty famous World Series winner player on the team that you get to know on the other team, and he bought into it, and they all followed, right? It only takes one sometimes to be leader. They all follow. But here's the rules. Here's some you got to know. All right, so real quick. This is the most important in terms of when you see a score. I think you even asked this. When you win the inning, and winning the inning means your team had the most runs. It could be 5 runs, your team, other team 3 runs. But the one who wins the most, who has the most runs in one inning, each of them having at bat, wins the inning and gets 1 point. If they tie, no points given.
Okay.
So.
And there's no top or bottom of the inning like in regular baseball, right? It's just
there's a home and away team, but they both you get to play, right? You got to both times you got to get up there and hit and play defense.
Fun.
But that's how if you see a score, don't freak out. It's going to be always really low, and even though you see them score some runs, nobody gets a point because they both had 5 runs. So you score a point by having the most runs in that one inning. Okay. Then after that inning, it's over. It's like a new game, the next inning.
Okay, fun.
Okay?
Yeah, that's cool.
Second rule. This is awesome. There's a 2-hour limit. After they say play ball, Jesse always gets on there, start the clock. And this clock starts ticking down. You got 2 hours. Okay. You got the game over. So whatever it is at 2 hours.
So are there timeouts or classic things like that?
Nope. And I'll get to the more of it. Okay. So to keep the speed going, anybody who watches baseball knows this, but it drives you nuts. There's no stepping out. So once the batter gets in the batter's box, you can't step out. Have you watched enough where they step out and they fix their gloves, they grab their, adjust their cup and do all that stuff and helmet?
Just dilly-dally. Yeah.
No, you step in, and if you step out, it's a strike. Right?
Oh, okay.
So it speeds it out. You cannot step out. You get in that box, it's pitch, pitch, pitch.
Okay.
Next, same thing. No bunting. They don't want any wimpy bunting. They want hits. They want swing away, fire. So no bunting. That's rule number 4. No bunting. Speeds it up. All good. And this is crazy. Now listen to me. Rule 5. Batters can steal first. Now how can that happen? All right, listen. On any pitch in an at-bat, the hitter can try to steal first base. This can happen on a pass ball, a wild pitch, or at any time the hitter chooses. So a hitter could be, especially the lefty, could be at the bat. He kind of throws a high, wild ball. They can, in other words, they forego their chance to hit. They might have another 2 strikes, but it's a wild pitch. They might race to first and try to get on that way.
Like the catcher can't catch it. It was such a crazy pitch. Okay.
Yeah. Or the catcher throws it out there and they want to risk it and maybe just lobs it out to the pitcher. He might race down the first baseline and try to steal first. So you can steal first.
Okay.
Crazy,
cool.
huh? Steal first.
Yeah.
Rule number 6, no walks allowed. So you're not going to get any walk. If a pitcher throws ball 4, this is so funny. This is one of the coolest things you got to watch. If a pitcher throws ball 4, it becomes a sprint. The batter or the hitter will take off running while every defensive player on the field must touch the ball before it becomes live. The hitter can advance to as many bases as he wants. The ball does not have the touch to catcher or the pitcher. So no catcher pitcher, but the other 7 players have to do. And And the Bananas have got this down pat. They come in, they practice this forever, and they do a quick little juggle with the ball and try to tag them at second because most of them are trying to get the second.
Okay, yeah.
So
they all run towards second base and just pass it around really quick.
They get in a circle kind of around near second, and they got this boom, 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 boom.
That's funny.
If you bobble it once, they're going to get a double. So, and then if they now they score runs on it quite often, especially when they're playing an opposing team that hadn't done it before, like they did to Kansas City. These guys don't get in a tight circle and they're throwing it to each other and they throw it over the outfielder's head and it goes to the fence. He goes in and scores. That happens a lot. Ball 4 ends up being a run.
Cool.
Isn't that crazy? Okay. So no walk. When ball 4 hits, that guy takes off. And they try to, it's fun.
Okay.
That's a fun play. Rule 7, there's no mound visits allowed. There's no stopping the game, slowing down. There's no one walking out. From the coach or the catcher or anybody.
Yeah, tell us about that. I'm kind of familiar with that, but if somebody's not, what's a mound visit in regular baseball?
So they call time, and the pitching coach usually come out. The pitcher's struggling. Pitcher coach come out and say, attaboy, come on, you got this, man. So he gives them a little speech and pumps them up. Said some of them might walk out and say, you throw another bad pitch, we're yanking your butt. I don't know what they all say, but that's a visit to the mound. Right.
Weird.
And the catcher can call time. I used to do that when I was a catcher. Walk out, tell the pitcher, settle down. Here's what we're going to do. Go back.
So it's more of a mental game kind of thing.
Yeah. It stops and slows play is the problem.
Yeah.
You see what I mean? Which giving your pitcher a chance to breathe. Well, none of that in this game. So no mound visits. I love their rule. They say, hype your pitcher up from afar if needed.
Okay.
That's part of that rule.
Cool.
I love that. All right. Rule 8. This is awesome. You want to involve fans. This is, of the 9, I say this is one of the genius ideas. Rule 8. If a fan catches a foul ball, it's an out. The batter is out.
Cool.
Why not let the fans get in on some of the action? Whatever you do, just don't catch a Bananas foul ball. So in the Bananas, if they're home, the Bananas home team they knock the ball down. They always knock the ball down, the fans. But if it's the opposing team, they catch it and the batter's out.
Okay.
Is that a blast or what? I mean, you go to that game, you're into it as a fan.
Everybody's got to be bringing their gloves, I guess.
Absolutely, it is. Rule 9. This is cool too, because remember it's a 2-hour limit. So listen, it's called a showdown tiebreaker. They call it showdown, not overtime, not anything not extra innings. It's a show. They call it a showdown. If the game is tied, if the game is tied at the end of the 2-hour limit, the game will go into a showdown tiebreaker. In each showdown, the hitter must score. If they score, it's worth 1 point. If they get out, it's worth no points, and it's called a showdown shutdown. Round 1, pitcher, catcher, and 1 infielder versus 1 hitter. So in the first round, the pitcher and the catcher and 1 fielder. That's it.
Okay.
That's all that's out there. And you got your 1 hitter. All the hitter has to do is put it in play, basically, and he could score almost. I mean, so it's that. And so if you don't score, then the other team gets to come right up. So it's a minute or 2 each showdown round.
It's like it's like a shootout in hockey, just like bare bones.
But it's quick, and you get 1 shot. That guy gets out, whatever, he's on. The other team puts their 1 fielder in, new batter gets up, and they do that till one of them scores.
Cool.
And you could have 4 or 5 rounds in 5, 6, 7 minutes.
Yeah.
So still the concept of quick. So those are the 9 core rules.
Okay. Of banana ball.
A banana ball.
So here's my question for you. Has and I'm sure they get to this in the documentary, but have they inspired are there banana ball leagues popping up around the country, around the world? Are people playing this game based off this new set of rules?
When you see, I think it's one of the last ones here. The head coach of the Bananas, former major leaguer, 13 years, crazy. You got to see him already, right?
Yeah, Burns. Is that his last name?
Yeah, Burns. He's got that leopard skin vest.
Yeah. The fur coat. Yeah.
Crazy. That guy's nuts. Anyway, apparently he has while he's living there, he had a travel team. Or he lives in Washington State or somewhere, Northern California. I can't remember. Mm-hmm. He has a travel team. So he's got his travel team playing it some. So he himself is starting to spread it with, for exhibition games, having fun. And the boys, they showed his team looked to be about 9, 10, or 11, 12 years old. They're good ball players, but they have so much fun. You see them. So I think it is starting to spread some, right? I don't know yet about leagues, but it's just a matter of time. It's a matter of time.
Because
great question.
If I were a baseball player and I was watching this, I'd probably be so jealous that I wasn't able to play those rules.
So keep watching that, and you'll hear the guys talk about they're having the most fun they've ever had in baseball. One guy who'd been a MLB prospect said, and you'll see it. He'll say he's almost in tears about it. He says, I'm just so sad for myself and what I might have put others through. I was so serious about it from high school and college and trying to in the minor leagues. He said, I just didn't have any fun. It was terrible. He said, I've had more fun the last 2 years here playing baseball I've had my entire life put together.
Yeah.
He says, this is so much fun.
That's cool.
Because they're high quality players. That's what I wanted to mention earlier. This is not like Harlem Globetrotters. They were skilled, but they were skilled too in so many just almost acrobatic type things they could do.
Yeah, they're more circus tricks kind of people.
And this game has got these rules, but then it's game on. I mean, these are good baseball players.
They're pitching hard, they're swinging hard, they're running
There's
hard.
A couple of gimmicks. There's the guy that stilts, the tallest baseball pitcher in the world, 9 feet tall on stilts. There's a little bit, but he still pitches, and it's a live ball. I mean, he's it's still, and the clown guy who he just loves it. I love him. His wife,
the circus
comes on,
rodeo clown, juggler guy.
And his britches, he comes from his family were clowns. He drops his britches and throws the pitch. There's a little bit, but it's still hitting, and it's for real. So
right.
Anyway, so those are the main rules, and it's fascinating.
Cool.
So what you're watching, Coop, is 2022. That was their first world tours. 12 games.
Okay.
I think 4 of the games ended up at Grayson Stadium. They start and they finish at Grayson Stadium, but they end up going to the nicest ballpark they played, Spring Training Ballpark in Florida. Forget which one of the main ones. And they played there, and they go to a couple other places. But they end up in that Kansas City, on their tour. So it really was a southeastern up to Kansas City tour. They called it the World Tour because he already planned, right? Big. So fast forward to 2023. Oh, you'll see it. You remember in his notepad, one of his ideas, and he had a little dream part of his idea. One of his dream, because he's from up in the Northeast, he said to play in Boston, Boston,
Boston the place where I went. Yeah, Fenway.
Right. Yes,
Fenway
Stadium,
right?
Play at Fenway Park, yes. Mm-hmm. And that was one of his dream notes, right? Well, right at the end, you'll see in that season, that first season, they reached out to him. He had a message right before their last game.
No way.
And says, hey, how can we get you up here to Fenway Park?
Cool. Wow.
So I can't remember if they got there the very next year, but here's the thing. Remember, they were barely financially making it. That's why you got to watch. This is a story of success, of sacrifice, of just love, and it's the coolest thing. And brilliance in so many ways, and somehow tapping into something they had no idea how big it was going to be. But so 2023, they have an enhanced world tour, right? It's their second world tour. 2023, more stops and all that, but they sold $10 million worth of tickets.
Ooh, awesome.
Now, 2023, the reason I remember this, that was just 2 seasons ago. They came to Durham Bulls.
Cool.
Athletic Park, DPAC. I tried to get tickets. I got on a waiting list. I didn't come close to getting tickets. I looked online for aftermarket tickets, and some were $1,000
for one seat.
For one seat.
Oh my gosh!
And most of them were hundreds, $200, $300, $400 a ticket.
Yeah, that's like trying to go to Taylor Swift.
So that's the demand. So I'm saying to you, after their first season of that, now remember they had seasons. 2 or 3 seasons before, just there in Savannah. Uh-huh. Right. This is when they started their tour. So second season of their tour did $10 million in ticket sales. That doesn't mean anything of all the other sales they made, right? All their merch and everything else. So I think they could buy a house after that. I think things started going better. So that was just in 2000. Now, I don't know. I have the numbers for last year, but can I share with you real quick?
Sure.
With this year's schedule. Now get this. Real quick, I'm going to fly through here.
Yeah.
So I can't imagine.
Yeah,
so they start off.
I have a couple closing questions for you whenever you're
real
ready.
Quick.
Yeah, keep going.
Real quick. I'll hit the highlights. Here are the big plays. They played places you wouldn't know. Tampa Bay, Florida. Raymond James Stadium. That's the Tampa Bay Buccaneers Stadium. Then they played
football stadium?
Truist Park, the Braves Stadium. And then they play St. Louis, the Busch Stadium, St. Louis Cardinals.
Wow.
And then they play Memorial Stadium. The football stadium holds 100,000 people in Clemson. And Clemson's head coach, oh man, he's hilarious. He led them out. He ran them out of the tunnel. He's famous for that. And so, real quick, who else? Nashville, Tennessee, Nissan Stadium. That's where the Titans play. Angel Stadium, Anaheim Angels Stadium. Wow. Bank of America Stadium, Charlotte, the Panthers Stadium.
And are they selling?
Now think about this. Yes, they're all sellouts. Every one of them has been a sellout. So we're still. These are all happened already. Cincinnati, Ohio, Cincinnati Reds ballpark, Washington Nationals ballpark.
Wow.
Here we go. Boston, several of those are back-to-back, 2 or 3 nights in a row. Boston, Fenway Park. And in Fenway Park, they play, in Washington and Fenway, they play the firefighters. They got a different team. They're firefighters. Yeah. Hilarious.
I wanted to ask you about that. Yeah, that's one of my questions.
That was built just for this. I don't know too much about it, but it was built for those two series. And Washington Nationals and Boston. And then they go back, Philadelphia, Citizens Bank Park. It's crazy.
Cool.
And then they play Camden Yards. You get the idea. New York City, Yankee Stadium this year.
Cool. So they're selling out massive, the biggest stadiums in the country.
6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. So it's about 30 with about 3. So they probably have about 90 dates, 80 to 90 dates.
Whoa. Oh, my God.
And each one's selling millions and millions. Yeah. And one estimated net worth of the franchise, they call it a franchise now, is in the hundreds of millions.
Wow. Yeah.
And look, it's only 2025.
Riches, if I've ever heard of it.
From 2022, really, their first world tour, quote, to this.
Yeah, right. That's what do you call that?
Astronomical.
What do you call exponential curve?
Exponential.
There you go. Yeah, that's so cool.
Isn't that awesome?
That's amazing. Yeah, I mean, that just shows. I don't know. Shows a lot of things, but it shows that I'm still scared to do anything that risky. But also, I mean, they had an idea that they believed in, and like I think if you have an idea that you really believe is the world should have, I think you should chase it. That's so cool.
Well, and I think they're still themselves, even though they had to really get some help, enhance the professionals to help in terms of not putting the show on, but what do you call it? The practical matters of getting
logistics.
Everything logistics.
There's one guy,
and they always take their children. By the way, they had 2 children. They might have a third by now. But their children, they never go anywhere without their children. It's a family affair because they were not going to lose their family. So the kids go all the time with them.
Yeah. That's going to be tough as they get older and schooling gets more important, but interesting. Well, cool. Yeah, I had a couple questions. So one thing we forgot to mention is that as part of this show, they had to create a rival for the Bananas. So the first one was, they called them the Savannah Party Animals, and their mascot's like a monkey with for some reason I thought it has cigarette in his mouth, but I don't think they would do that.
It might, but it's like eating the banana, right? The monkey eats the banana.
It must be a banana, yeah. So
I think it's the banana.
So the party animals, awesome. So the firefighters, is that are they starting to add teams to this show, or what's going on there?
I had to go back and find it. I know they did, and I don't think it's, when I say permanent, it's not going to be the party animals are the main opponent.
Rival, okay.
Cool. Rival, but I think when they do they've got, it looks like for this year, for these major league ballparks, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 are the firefighters. And what I don't know yet is if they a little bit more than that, gosh. So they are a lot this year on all these National League teams. So I don't know if they're a mixture of those same players and they just change outfits or what, but I'll find out. That'll be a postscript.
I'm sure there's enough. Yeah, we'll come back to it next week. I'm sure there's enough people dying to play it that they were probably very easily able to put together another team. But and that gives some of the players an extra, a break here and there, which makes sense on the party animals. But well, I wanted to mention the only reason I knew about the firefighters is because I opened up I think it was Disney Plus the other day to watch something. Is either that or Hulu, and they had Savannah Bananas versus the Firefighters right at the top. And I didn't know that I guess they're broadcasting now too. So you supposedly
that one might
can
have been
stream some games.
Yeah. Oh, you could stream all of them somewhere, but that was ESPN had it on the main ESPN station too. The Boston Fenway Park doubleheader.
Okay, cool.
That was the big. So he at least had that on ESPN one time.
Cool.
I mean, which is again, think of that. Think about what they got paid.
Not only did he get, right, just for the rights of broadcasting,
but just being on ESPN,
right?
You're mainstreaming it now, so
that's so cool. Well, okay, I have one last question for you. So amazing story, and thanks for honestly. I was really glad you broke down the rules because they mentioned a couple in the show, but I didn't fully understand all the changes. So, but my last question for you is: who is one player that you would put on your banana ball team, and why? Did you think of someone for this?
About this? I did. I even wrote it down.
Yeah, get it.
There's several. There are some real classics in baseball, but I gotta go with this. He's a pitcher out of Chicago, and his name was Mitch Williams, but his nickname, he played from 1986 to 1997, so a long time. He was a lefty, but his nickname was Wild Thing. And so when he and he played, he got up to bat, right? He wasn't DH in that side of the baseball world. So he got back, and his walk-up song was Wild Thing from the Trogs.
Oh yeah.
You know that one, the old
one?
That's it.
Something like that.
You make my heart sing.
Yeah.
Well, that's the band's called the Trogs. And it's from the 60s. And the Trogs, yep. They had some good songs, actually. They really had some good ones. That's one of them. But so you remember the movie, what's it called? It was Charlie Sheen. Remember? No, Charlie Sheen.
Angels in the Outfield.
Major League.
Okay.
Major League, Charlie Sheen. You haven't?
No, never heard of that.
Oh, man. Introduce it to this group. I've watched Major League. Now, you have to see what rating is. I'm hoping. I watched it a long time ago. So
it's R.
Yeah, it was a long time ago. But you know what? It was on TV a few times, cleaned up.
Okay. Sure.
But that his character came a little bit from what year is that movie?
1989.
Yep. So, it came a lot from Mitch Williams.
Okay.
His nickname was Wild. He was the first Wild Thing. But in that movie, it's hilarious. He wears these big, he couldn't see at first. And so he'd fire 100 miles an hour and about killing everybody. And then he got some Coke bottle glasses with big black rims. You got to see it. Oh, it's hilarious.
What?
Or at least go for the clips. The clips are hilarious. So that's my guy. I'd put Mitch Wild Thing Williams on the banana ball team. So that's mine.
Okay. You want to hear mine?
Yeah.
Okay, mine. So, well, first of all, I'm going to look up Mitch Williams because he sounds cool. He sounds like that Burns guy that they have coaching on the Bananas.
But look up a picture. See if they've got one of his wild ones with you.
Mitch Williams.
I think he had a goatee at one point. Yeah. See what he looks like.
Oh yeah. A heck of a mullet, I think he's got on.
Oh, he had everything. Can you put a picture up, or can you get that for add that?
I can add it afterwards. Yeah, I'll add it right here.
Do one of our clips about Mitch Williams' Wild Thing.
All right. So here's the Wild Thing right here, pointing up to him. So I mean, right now I'm just seeing some really cool picture photos of him. Maybe some coaching photos where he looks kind of crazy. I don't know.
For the most part, batters were scared of him because he was wild sometimes. And he'd take their heads off. But
I see one of him.
He lasted like 11 years.
I see. Oh, here's a headline for you. Bleacher Report. Mitch Wild Thing Williams tossed from 10-year-old son's baseball game.
Yeah, that's about you're getting the picture now.
Yeah. Okay.
Now you see. He probably belongs on the Party Animals. That's where
he's one of
belongs.
The villains. Yeah.
Yes, he should be, but he'd be fun on the Bananas too.
Okay. Well, cool. All right, Wild Thing. Well, I have a lot more of a wholesome answer. I think my player would be a Bananas player. So I'll give you a little background first and tell me if you can guess the name before I get to him.
He's already on the Bananas?
No. He would be a great Bananas player.
Oh, I got you. Okay.
Yeah. Okay, let me know if you can guess before I finish. Okay, so this athlete, he's most well known for his basketball career, actually, but he was also professional in baseball.
Michael Jordan.
No. Oh, yeah. Okay, so baseball, you're close. Football, soccer, and volleyball. He also was the parent of 5 quintuplets.
What?
Who he was rescued by after being kidnapped. So his kids also won a dog sled race and went to space, among other achievements.
I have no idea.
So
quintuplets.
His
and
name
he was
is
kidnapped.
His name is Air Bud.
Oh, good gosh. See, you bet me bile. That's just terrible.
You were excited to hear who this was, huh?
This is the craziest thing I've ever. How did I miss? Now I know how I missed.
So, yeah.
I know who Air Bud is.
Yeah, if that was a human, then I think we'd all know who that was.
Yes,
but he
right. That Air Bud. But
I had to do a bunch of research on the Air Bud and Air Buddies movies to write that up for you.
You were. All right, you got me on that one good.
In all seriousness, a dog. I think they need a dog mascot. Probably that would be. Well, they could do some great tricks probably during their games.
Well, they got these dogs that go out and retrieve tees after kickoffs and things like that. There's plenty of dogs I think they can incorporate. You're right.
Wait, in football they have dogs retrieving.
Yes,
tees?
States had one for a while. Other teams, like after kickoff, the dog will fly out there 10 times faster than a human, grab the tee, and bring it back to the sideline.
That's so cool. I had no idea. Okay,
look up videos. You'll see some clips.
Well, shoot,
NC State has had one.
I'll put a little clip up here of a dog fetching a tee. That's great. Okay,
but anyway, so did we even cover? We did cover about one of their biggest things on the Bananas. We can't forget because that's when that was the clip about the bat on fire, right? Hitting him with the bat on fire.
I saw a clip, but we didn't talk about it.
Oh my gosh! So that's one of the ones they would ask forgiveness afterwards. He's on the Party Animals. He's the catcher. And he says, I used to do this all the time. He said, I love burning things. You'll see it. It's going to come up on one of them here soon.
Well, tell
us
the
it's the one that got the biggest play on social media.
Okay.
Like 10 million views or something. It was the first one that went completely wild and nuts. But he walks out and it's dark, and the stadium's dark. And all of a sudden you see him come out and Cole didn't know, Jesse Cole wasn't sure, was looking what the and he goes, you see him in the batters. You know how they're over there warming up and they're on deck and most guys are swinging bats. You see him spraying lighter fluid all over it.
No way. Just straight up lighter fluid.
yeah. I think it was lighter fluid. Yeah, it looked like just straight up charcoal lighter fluid.
Oh my
You see him squirting it up and down his bat. And they did a test. They did this without them knowing it. The creative guys went during the day. And he goes, oh, yeah, I could do that. In fact, when he lit it afterwards, he just wiped his hand off and wiped the flame off. He said, yeah, it won't hurt you. So he gets on deck. And when they start having his walk-up song, whatever, and he's next to bat, you see him light a lighter and drop it, walk up, and he holds it up like this, and it is flaming.
That's so
cool. Not only that, it stays lit, and he gets a base hit with it flaming.
Cool.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah, that's got to be a great shot.
10 million views. Yeah, you got to watch that. That was cool.
So, yeah, that's hilarious because there's I thought for sure when I saw the clip that there was stunt, like the things they use in movies that don't hurt the actors or whatever, like some stunt goo that they light on fire or something. But
just a wooden bat with charcoal fluid, lighter fluid, and a guy crazy enough to light it.
That's hilarious.
Of course, he didn't spray it on his handle. He kept his handle from burning.
Yeah, you got to be careful. Yeah. Dang. Well, very cool. Okay, well,
look at that.
Hopefully all of you are somewhat Savannah Banana fans by now after these 2 episodes.
But watch the special. Watch that special.
Yeah, that docuseries is called Banana Land, and it's on ESPN Plus. So I think if you have a Hulu account or a Disney Plus account, I think you can log in and watch it there. Okay. But I think that's it for tonight. So we can go ahead and wrap it up, Dad, and we'll have to figure out. We don't know what's on the docket for next week, but we'll think of something fun.
Yeah, All-Star game I think is this week, right? Is this All-Star game week? Anyway, it could
for
be.
For what? Baseball?
Baseball, yeah, we might talk about a little home run derby.
Man, it would be hard to go back to boring baseball after talking about all this
I know.
stuff. But
I will clean up a couple things on Banana Ball. That's one we can keep alive a little bit. There's some fascinating storylines.
Now that you guys are tuned in, we'll revisit it here and there. But okay, well, I guess in the meantime, I think we got some good social clips from this tonight, so I'll be uploading some social stuff soon. So follow us on Instagram, YouTube, and TikTok, and especially if you want to see pictures and video clips while you listen to the episode, I've been putting those up on the video, so you can see that on YouTube. And if you have any questions that you'd like Dad to field or stories that you want us to talk through, email us.
Bring it on. Let's go.
Bring it on. It's email us at sportsensemailbag@gmail.com or text us. Okay. Well, that's it, Dad. Let's get out of here.
All right.
See you later.
Thanks.
Bye.
SportSense.